More control.
My regular monitor is a 55-inch TV.
Matt, did you ever get into Minecraft?
No,
No?
not
Okay.
really. I played it a couple times, but I didn't really get into it all that much.
Okay.
What about you?
No, I didn't like the book.
You didn't like. You did not like the book Minecraft.
Well played.
Nice.
I saw the look he gave when he said, "Did you ever get into Minecraft?" So I knew I had to make the joke.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's trying to stay awake. Oh no, he might be choking.
Knock it off.
Is he trying to asphyxiate himself?
Yeah, he
He
forgot.
had a Cheeto and it was super slimy, and I watched him while he was coughing, and he went out and then he breathed and he went.
Yeah.
Good.
An adult can take care of that no problem. A baby? Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a little more difficult. They haven't learned the right reactions. Oh, hey, we're about to get a nice little flash on stream here.
A nice little flash.
Yep.
Ah. I'm glad you got that a good 5 seconds too late. Flash! Ah! Savior of the universe!
No, I was actually talking about the fact that he's about to pull her shirt down.
Oh.
Oh! That's what you meant.
No, when I'm
And
wearing
then the
something
last
that
one
has
crosses the finish line.
cleavage-ish.
Yeah, a bit of a joke grenade, I'll admit.
So,
He's gonna karate your belt.
well, as long as... You know what? I consider it training for his horseback days. He's training for the days where he has to go, yeah!
Still never rode a horse.
I have.
Be a teamster then, huh? Is that what you're saying?
Sure. I don't know what that means.
A person the person who drives the coach or the cart is called a teamster. Yes, which is interesting enough. Which is also why the truckers union is called the Teamsters Union.
Ain't that something, Drake? He was gonna go to bed, and then he almost choked on a Cheeto.
Too bad that Lynn's not here. I wanted to critique her her acting method.
Who? Oh,
Lynn.
yeah. Well, it's all right. This is session 10 of the Tales of Drifell.
Dun dun dun.
The mini campaign designed to get this one and the one who isn't here acclimated to the D&D system.
Sounds like a very successful mini session.
Mm-hmm.
Mini campaign.
Exactly, Maximus. See, the sleepiness will come. Oh, just shake your head at me, why don't you?
He
Just
said,
shake-
no.
Yeah. You will fall asleep. Your eyelids feel very heavy.
No.
See? As
No.
you slow down,
No.
you realize how good it is to feel asleep. Okay then. I was getting somewhere. And then it just died. Much
Well, you
like
need
my...
to do the whole pulsating irises thing that snakes do.
Well, I don't know about you, but I am not a reptile.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Just
you.
hold up. Just learn from Hypnotoad.
Yes, Hypnotoad.
Well,
All hail Hypnotoad.
while a certain someone is getting
I wonder-
formula for the baby,
Hey, I know Discord just told me that we could put backgrounds, behind us. So I was kind of wondering if I could do like a Hypnotoad thing. That'd be hilarious.
See, I don't trust it for my screen. I don't. It'll never work. I guarantee you.
Wow.
Oh, people do get in so much trouble with that.
Wow. I know, right? Or get like one of the swirling backgrounds.
No, or you just got the green screen, you hit the wrong button, so it just shows what you got on your. You just actually share your screen behind you, and yeah, I could see people getting into trouble with that one.
Oh yeah.
We're supposed to be in class, and here I am, Pornhub. Why?
Yeah.
Boom. We're only going to be having 3 people tonight because, well, the Changeling is MIA. The Goliath is at work until 10.
Well, I think he's stuck in worm form.
He's stuck in worm form.
I think the druid's stuck in worm form.
And the
He beast shape and he couldn't get out.
and I think the Azamar fell asleep later than I did, which means less than 5 hours of sleep if I were to wake him up right now.
Yay.
So we will proceed. We shall proceed now. In the previous chapter of the Tales of Drifell, the party of Solomon, somewhat reluctant High Priest of Drifell, Karma, sword swinger in training and soul tiefling in Drifell, Max, technically not homeless, bard of the Raven Queen Cathedral, human, Zarvarax, alleged changeling and suspected chicken unionizer / genocidal lawyer druid, Jahir, the token wood elf paladin of Sahanin, and
right
Eliza,
there.
the girlish, not so girlish Goliath go-getter from who the fuck knows where, sprung their trap on the Minotaur cattle rustlers. While they had called for backup from the local guard, only Talon, one of the notorious dead men, came to witness their need for backup. The party fended off the rustlers without much injury, and now they find themselves near the ranch with Martusk, a one-eyed Minotaur who seems displeased with his clan's current activities. Feeling it was better to move to a location away from your recent battle, you return to the outskirts of Magson Farm with the Minotaur. Talon marched ahead of you at the time, but even then you could tell he seemed to be keeping an ear on the situation behind him, as they kept twitching in time with sudden noises as you walked. Something you notice, now that the anticipation of combat is gone, is that Talon does not appear to be armed with his typical weapons. His pair of quivers are on his belt, of course, but his bow is absent, and only a dagger can occasionally be seen under one of the blue and ebony quivers. You find an adequate spot, and you sit in a semicircle around the Minotaur, roughly 100 feet from the fence line. A tree helps obscure the Minotaur from potential onlookers of the ranch.
Well, there was a whole, if I recall, there was a whole like copse of trees that was right next to the fence line, right?
There wasn't a copse of trees, but there was the occasional tree itself, because this isn't a farm for, like, this isn't an orchard. It's mostly rolling farmlands. So
yeah, but you still need a windbreak, especially in, I mean, we do get snow here occasionally, right?
Not as much, actually.
This
part
but
of
it
the
does
area
happen.
is fairly summerful,
Summerful?
virtually year-round.
Okay.
Think, I want to say think Louisiana in the context of, like, how rare it is to see snow.
Okay.
Because, like 1 in every 10 years, you'll find a snowfall for, like, maybe a week.
Right. But they still need it. They'll still need windbreak. So because I mean we're on the bottom of the mountain, and you know that wind comes just whipping over the plains.
Oh, they do. It's perfect kite flying.
Yeah. Well, I know that. Oh yeah, you could get right to the top with a kite actually.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it right. Yeah, you're still gonna need some trees as windbreaks, but okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're
So,
not quite so concerned about them.
I mean, let's be real. If modern filmmakers don't care, why should we?
Because trees make great places to hide. Any rate.
This is true. So, 3 of you, Talon and the Minotaur, are in a circle, more or less.
It's still night, I assume.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thinking about 11:30, something along those lines.
Okay.
Mhm.
Not quite the witching hour.
Not quite. Besides, none of you have a wizard in your party. Get it? Witching hour, wizard. The ball is in your
Could that be-
proverbial court.
Honestly, technically speaking, that would be at least what our classic comprehension of witches were. A warlock, I think, would be a little bit closer. Like a female warlock.
Fair.
But,
Semantics.
right.
Mm,
All right.
yes.
Moving on.
The details.
Always the details.
And suddenly a giant cat appears and then disappears from the horizon.
It's a giant. No. What's the step above giant? Enormous. An enormous.
I think it actually just might be huge.
An enormous. No, huge is a 3x3 square. So normal is a 1x1. Large is 2x2. Huge is 3x3, and like, well,
Gargantuan is 4x4 or something like that.
Don't forget about
giant I think is 4x4. I think the gargantuan is like 5 or 6 or something. It's big. All right, moving on. Yeah.
So, what are you doing, the 3 of you?
So, my bovine friend, what is your clan doing? I assume it is, you do consider your group a clan, yes? I don't know the correct term for a large number of minotaurs.
Now I have to remember the how to get the inflection of this. Bear with me.
Nothing? Okay.
It's something we typically refer to it as a herd. A herd of minotaurs. But
Yes, I've heard of minotaurs.
you're a funny one. You would not last long.
He thinks he is.
So what is your herd doing with the cattle?
Are you familiar with the legend of how the first minotaurs were constructed? How we first came into being?
I have some vague recollection, but unfortunately I think I was out of school that day.
What does a group of fish have to do with this?
Oh, they're tasty.
I still fail to see the connection. Regardless. Well, to cut a long story short, our chieftain has put it into his mind that he can create new minotaurs. However, instead of cursing humans to take on a more bovine appearance, the method is to curse bovines with a more human-like attitude.
Oh my god.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if such a thing would be possible?
Oh, by all means.
Okay, that's gonna be a no.
No? Okay.
That's gonna be a no, just because. Well, I rolled a 2,
No.
so
Well then.
Well, okay, technically speaking, with the bonus, it would be a 6, but
Why are
still.
you sucking on your finger like that? Just one.
How would you prefer he suck on his finger?
Not.
Well, his finger is a bit more accessible than his thumb at the moment.
How much of solid foods can he eat?
Yes.
Well, because I'm thinking you could give him a red vine.
Hang on, what?
Give him one of the Twizzlers.
No.
Red vines.
No, he can't
No?
have that stuff.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Besides, that thing has been.
It's not open yet, so it should be fine.
Oh, it's open.
Oh, it's open. Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know
we'll
when
that.
it was opened. All I know is that it has been opened.
2 Thursdays.
I have replacements. You could throw it out at any time.
All right, I will throw it out as soon as I have an excuse to get up from this chair.
I mean, not. You don't have to do it now, but I mean, like.
Hey, I said as soon as I have an excuse to get up from the chair.
Okay.
The
okay.
Twizzlers are not an excuse.
All right. So Max will say, is such a thing even possible?
Our chieftain would have you believe it is. I find
do you
it to
think?
be an entirely, pardon the phrase, bullshit.
You have
You're not pardoned.
you have an interesting turn of phrase, my friend.
Our original plan
All right,
was
then.
to bring glorious battle to your people. But we decided that you were all too soft to handle our might. Then,
Squishy.
after resting for the evening, our chieftain decided to stay, and instead conducting raids upon the farm here. At first, we were told that you were mistreating the bovines, and that was just enough justification for us. We did so without hesitation. Then, of course, we found out that you were not being inhospitable to them, and this changed our perspective. We became more jaded to his reasonings. But he is our chief, and where he leads, we will follow.
Okay, just as an aside, Brendan, I'm sorry, but the way that you're having him present himself, I'm getting Jean-Luc Picard vibes.
No, see,
You're close.
Anyway,
I'm here.
yeah. All right,
including
but
them.
moving on.
Yeah, you're much closer. You're much closer.
Or no, is it Molotov? Molotov?
Is the Klingon's name Molotov?
Mazel tov.
You know who I'm talking about? The one I won?
I do. I know who you're talking about.
Oh, and he's the one I.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, all right then. Well, can't Minotaurs reproduce normally? I mean, like as other species do?
We can. We very much can.
Okay.
But answer me this, small one. If you had the option of creating more of your own kind through magical means, would your own curiosity not get the better of you? At least in the beginning?
Oh.
Such a thing has been tried in the past. Normally with the idea of creating disposable peoples. Is that your chief's intent?
If you had asked me some time ago, even a few nights ago, I would be far more certain in my answer. But at this point, I do not know.
More talk.
There you go.
So what do you want from us?
I want you to help me overthrow my chieftain. I do not have yet the support of my comrades. But if I can get close enough to him to issue a challenge, I will not need it.
And how do we know that once he is deposed, that someone worse won't fill his shoes?
I am your
Massive,
prisoner.
massive shoes.
I am your prisoner at the moment. Also, what are shoes?
Well, let's just say his mantle. Who will be taking his mantle of responsibility?
Well, assuming I am victorious, and I have little doubt that I will be, I would take his place.
You have little doubt that you will be victorious.
Little doubt in my mind.
Dang.
So is your herd ruled by might then?
Yes. Prowess in battle. Prowess in tactics. That is the basis for our hierarchy.
Pop Sam. Sorry.
Dirty tricks will get you nowhere. We find them to be an excuse. Something that one uses when he cannot fend for himself.
Still
If you're
legitimate tactic, though.
unsuccessful in this challenge, can anyone challenge for leadership?
Only a Minotaur may retain this power. But it has been sanctioned in the past that a champion can be selected. Hence why I must find him when he has as few retainers around him as possible. Give him less options.
How often does he come out of his little burrow?
It's hardly a burrow anymore, if that's what you wish to call it. Ever since
Sorry, it's a hole in the ground that you live in. I don't know what else to call it. Sounds like a burrow to me.
The Minotaur grins in this. To him, it's completely natural, but to you guys, the guy's got a fucking bull snout, and his lips are just curling upwards. It's weird to see. It's weird. But he just looks at you with this cocky son of a bitch eye, and says, it seems that you truly don't know about what makes a Minotaur dangerous. It is hardly a hole in the ground. Well, it most certainly starts that way. All labyrinths do. And where would you prefer to live in, Horned One? You seem to be closer to me than them. Aside from your eyes.
Here's though. Sorry.
Not in a hole.
That was not in character.
Big oof. Exactly, Lynn. Exactly. Wait. Oh, wow, Lynn appears. That means I can put this in here.
Woohoo!
I can put.
Did you ever see
Goliath
the CG movie Barnyard?
in. No.
Okay.
Movies, yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's a thing?
that movie. That movie made me so angry
Why?
because they had the bulls with udders.
That's right.
Oh, no, God, no, I remember.
Yeah, the bulls had udders. I'm like, why are you putting udders on a bull? This is that's a pretty basic
It's
difference
funny 'cause
between.
they would like purposely
Oh.
use the udders and like high five each other.
Yeah, it was utterly ridiculous. I couldn't believe it.
Huh?
I get it. Utterly.
Yep, that was intentional. But
Yeah.
okay, moving on.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, suffice it to say, Max is still kind of working on his diplomacy.
I think.
Talon does intervene at this point. He just looks. The Minotaur is kind of like sitting cross-legged, which is very almost comical when you picture a Minotaur with his hooves, right?
Those legs don't.
Are you saying he's full on lotus position?
I mean, he is half man. His legs can. Cows can't stand on their hind legs. And you're questioning crossing them?
Are you saying that he's going full on lotus position here?
He's more or less going lotus position, yes.
Butterfly or
Wow.
newborn baby? No.
Yes.
But Talon is just going to look down at him and go, "How many of them are in your little herd?" And Martusk changes his gaze to look over him and goes,
More than enough. I assure you.
and Talon's going to be rolling
Actually-
insight.
Talon. Oh, okay.
I mean, yes?
I was gonna say, Talon, I see the possibility of a mutually beneficial situation here. It all depends on how well. What's this guy's name?
Martusk.
Martusk. Okay. It all depends on. How much control Martusk can have over his people. After all, if everybody gets what they want without bloodshed in the end, isn't that the ideal situation?
There's always bloodshed.
For once,
After all-
I'm in
after all-
agreement with the demon here. There's
I didn't-
always bloodshed when it comes to foreign powers. Especially one who's already demonstrated a willingness to betray his people.
And Martusk is just going to slam his fist into the ground.
I have not betrayed my people. I simply wish to return it to its more traditional state.
Would they see it that way, though?
Many of them are young, inexperienced. They will believe anything that the chief tells them to. As far as they're concerned, tradition is something that, well, is but a tree amongst the forest. Easy to lose. And impossible to distinguish.
Propose. How would you propose that we assist you in challenging your chief?
I would propose simply sending in my men. After all, labyrinth or no, it is simply a hole in the ground. Elaborate one, maybe. Enough men can flush out the animals.
But Talon, think of the force they would make if you could ally yourselves with them. If we could ally ourselves with them. Minotaur guards, no one would dare assault this mountain.
No one's assaulted this mountain since the dead men were formed. Although...
And he puts a very evil finger to his chin in contemplation as the seeds of evilness caress his totally evil maw.
The seeds of evilness?
Let's see. Does he want? Oh, does he want?
It's okay. It's okay. Because once it's revealed that Talon is actually a woman and gets the sword of power and becomes the ultimate evil in the universe, another totally not a man woman will defeat her and she'll be forgiven for all of her sins because she's a woman.
At first, I took you seriously for a second. I was like, why is he saying all this? He's ruining it. And then I was like, oh no, he's just fucking with us.
You're talking about this. What are you? What are we playing?
I was referencing the second
Are we playing
part.
She-Man here?
I was referencing the second part of Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe, where Evil Lyn steals the Sword of Power from Skeletor, becomes the ultimate evil in the universe, gets defeated by Tila, and is forgiven for attempting to destroy the entire universe because she's not actually a bad person.
She was just on her period.
That's a pretty ragged excuse.
Right? So, for clarification, there's a difference between an evil Lyn and a random Lyn. There's a difference.
Yes.
A random Lyn can be evil one moment and then good the next, because random. But she is true neutral. Can it be agreed that the reason Eliza is not with the group is because she's being a big dumb flirting with some random soul?
Where would you find some? I mean, I can see that, but where would you find some random soul in the middle of the woods, or the middle of nowhere? Are you flirting with a tree, perhaps?
I mean, honestly, it could be...
I mean, that is one way to get wood, but, I mean, come on.
I can say that she and Father Solomon and Zarvarax are further ahead acting as scouts. Right? Not scouts, lookouts.
You could say that, but you could also just say that they were having a fun time.
Hop in the voice chat. Aren't you still at work? Aren't you at work, Lynn?
She might be on her break.
It's entirely possible. I keep on forgetting where she works.
Walmart. I thought.
Well, that was you.
No, I think she does too.
Fair enough.
Thing to state one's workplace on stream.
Yep. Still at work. I mean, let's be honest. Saying that someone works at a Walmart is like saying someone works at a McDonald's.
Well, that is true.
There are so many, and they're everywhere.
That is true.
It's very, very true.
I mean, my cousin Ray works at Walmart with me.
I'm sorry.
Lunch in 13 minutes. Nice.
There you go. She should get an hour break.
Right? But,
usually a half hour for lunch, but...
At Walmart, we're given an hour.
Seriously? Do you guys just get the one break then?
No, we get 2 15s and an hour break.
For a 8-hour shift?
Well, I'm there from 4 a.m. to 1 p.m., so I'm there technically 9 hours, but yeah.
Oh yeah, probably. Okay, so it's an hour unpaid lunch then. All right.
Yeah. And then I get 2 15s.
Yep. Get an hour lunch. There's only been one job I've ever had that gives me a break, and that was a liquor store when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we did go through a phase, and we did go through a phase at the pizza place where they did try having drivers take breaks.
That worked out so well.
Well, but seeing as every single driver had basically the same reaction, which ended up being, do I have to?
I mean, you get used to something, and then it's like you get that break, and you're like, I don't know what to do with myself.
Well, but see, the thing is with being a delivery driver, if you're taking a break, that means you're not delivering, and therefore you're losing out on money.
Yeah, it's the same as serving. Like, the only break you were technically given is if you smoked, and you had, like, no food in the window, no drinks that needed to be ran, everyone was full on their drinks, and then you could run out in the back and have a quick cigarette. Mm-hmm. That was the closest to a break you got.
I had to... I think I've mentioned this on... I might have mentioned it on stream. I had to argue with a manager of mine because he was getting on my case because the district manager was getting on his case about some of us just having a slice while we were at work, right? Like, we're at work for like 8 to 10 hours, and because we want to have something to snack on, he was getting on the manager's case, who in turn got onto my case about it, and I had to argue with him, like, no, I'm here for hours. Ask anybody else who actually works here. When we've got orders on the screen, I'm working on the orders. I'm driving. I'm doing my job. It is not within. It's not outside of reason to allow me the opportunity to just have a bite to eat. Mm-hmm. And then he pulls up the government website and tries to say that, okay, you can take a break, but you have to clock out for it. Right? And he does the typical thing that you'd expect. He reads most of it, but skips over a very crucial detail. The detail that reads, if an employee works over 6 hours in a shift, he is entitled to a half-hour break. Now, the employer can request that an individual clock out for that half hour, but if the break does not exceed 20 minutes, that time is to be considered time working.
Yeah, so I paid 15.
Exactly. He tried to avoid that, and I used that like, hey, you chose this website, you chose this line of rules to follow, right there. Mm-hmm. It does not take me 20 minutes to make the pizza, buy the pizza, and shove it in the oven. It does not take me 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. I had to fight just...
It also doesn't take me 20 minutes to walk up to the top of the oven, open up a box that we fucked up in, and pull a piece out.
Yeah.
Right.
And scarf that down. It takes all of maybe 2 minutes.
Right.
Exactly. And in the meantime, while my pizza is going through the oven, I can be doing my work as well. Because it takes like 5 minutes. Like, the oven itself, doesn't it take like 5 minutes to go from one side to the other?
Like 4 minutes and 45 seconds, but yeah, basically 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 5.
Yeah. So it's not like I'm not working.
Right. And besides, yeah, besides, it's not like you were doing it when there's, pizzas on the screen to be made.
Exactly.
You're not sitting there eating a slice of pizza, watching people work. You're just like, you know what, I'm going to take, a minute or 2 minutes and scarf a slice of pizza and then go back. It's.
And it's not like we haven't seen people actually do that.
Yeah. All right. So, moving on. So we're still having a chat with this Minotaur here. One-eyed Willie.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, Talon does have this look of, but maybe, on his face. Like one of his eyebrows is cocked
I don't
upwards
have
a
to
little
roll
bit.
persuasion, huh? Nice. I like it.
I mean, if you'd like to help him along, you can roll persuasion.
No, it's already going through his mind. I'm fine with that.
In that case, roll an insight. Anyone who wants to can roll an insight, in fact.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Insight?
16.
Ooh, Karma might have some good insight on this, boy.
What am I looking at?
Insight. It'll be under
0.
Wisdom.
So this is 16?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And
Wow.
the token wood elf?
Max is giving up.
Apparently he's being insightful today because that's a natural 20.
Did you hear? Karma? Max said that, Minotaur guards. Talon is thinking of pets.
Of course he is.
He's thinking guard dogs. He's not thinking equals here.
He's like, I'll just throw a steak at them and we'll sneak by.
I really can't think of anything more insulting than throwing a steak at a Minotaur.
I didn't even think about it. I was
Yeah,
just...
you hear the chuckles.
Just toss a
Just
hay
shake
bale
his
at
head
him.
and chuckle, just, yep.
Toss a hay bale at him. Here you go.
And if it was my other character, it might be Talon. I agree.
Kalu? Kalu or
Wraith.
Wraith? Yeah.
See, Kalu has been forcibly converted into a lawful neutral, not a chaotic neutral anymore. He might not approve of unlawfully making sentient minotaurs pets. I'm just saying.
You were supposed to pass out.
Yeah,
Conversation going on.
Wraith would probably just turn to him. I agree. Just leave it at that.
Maybe.
And
Maybe.
Max is gonna turn. Oh, Wraith would do that, or
Wraith would do that,
Okay.
definitely.
Trying to make him shake his head.
or Jahir? Did Jahir actually do that? No. Okay.
But no, like the
Here's just gonna
concept
sit there
of
and chuckle.
I was gonna say, yes, they definitely could be powerful allies.
yeah, the concept of these bestial guard dogs is intriguing to this cold-blooded fighter. You'll be fine, Maximus. Start massaging his back. It worked.
Don't tell me how to talk to my son.
No, I'm saying it worked for me.
Why are you touching babies?
Because you pass out. I have to change his diaper when you're unconscious.
He said, I don't like it either.
You know what? But it's okay. It's okay. Mark Ruffalo and Pedro Pascal will call me a wonderful person. To those of you who got that joke, right on. To those of you who didn't,
Oh god.
sweet summer child. But no, the concept of this bestial warriors being turned into guard dogs is indeed fascinating to the man. Perhaps. He is trying to resist. You are trying to resist going to sleep, Maximus. But go to sleep. But you will fall asleep, Maximus, to the sound of my voice. This is the part in the stream where I am forced to play the ASMR man to put him to bed, the white noise machine, as I continuously speak, so that he does not have that moment to talk back to me, the little shit. Oh, you're gonna try talking smack talk back to me. Okay, I see how it is.
Just whatever you do, don't lick the microphone, please.
No,
Yeah.
I
yes.
might. Just for you. I might. And here we will read the manga adaptation of Trigun, as read in an ASMR fashion. Vash the Stampede walked through the wasteland. No. Martusk himself, however, Martusk will be looking over at you, Max, and he'll say something along the lines of this. If I am chief, certain things will need to be changed. It would be convenient if we had a safer location. The labyrinth will do us nicely, but I would not be opposed to making an exchange.
I see an easy possibility here. If your people are given a land grant in exchange for uh, assisting with the guards, perhaps, then you need not cower in a hole anymore, labyrinthian though it might be.
Roll
Persuasion.
with disadvantage.
Where are you going?
$13.
Ooh.
You're lucky because the other roll was a 24.
Who's lucky here? I rolled a 7. Even with his bonuses, he does not reach your 13. Which is fortunate for you. Because what you just said was incredibly insulting to a Minotaur.
Like I said, he's still working on his diplomacy.
Just a little bit.
What is it?
He said, you need not cower in a hole anymore.
Wow. You got a bright future ahead of
Yeah, but in all honesty, that's what they're doing.
This is the moment. I just gotta lay him onto his toy.
In all honesty, though, that is what they're doing.
Maybe to you.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be what they're doing, but you didn't need to call attention to it. I mean, we're all thinking it.
Ah.
And no, he does not say that out loud.
Well, but I do imagine that the
I should be able to get him to sleep.
I was
I
gonna
can
say
get him to sleep. Just bring him here.
Here.
Okay.
Give him a cracker. Take the cracker.
She is giving her son a cracker.
With a cookie.
Um,
Didn't even grab it. He went, ah.
But Martusk is going to. His eye has been shifting back and forth between like the lot of you for the most part, just kind of making sure all of you are focused on the conversation. When you imply that he and his people were cowering in a hole, he just slowly shifts his gaze to you and just glares. And not the type of glare that comes from some drunk guy who's not supposed to be there. We're talking about a guy who's contemplating on which method to beat your ass. A few deep... And he says,
You're not. It's clear that you're not the negotiator. Are you? We do not cower in a hole in the ground. It is our preferred home. We do not cower in structures made of stone.
He's got a point.
We do not cower inside metallic clothing. We face our enemies with the utmost respect. With the utmost bravery. Knowing full well that we could be struck down at any moment. If we can defeat you, the armor was useless to you, wasn't it? And if we have fallen, it is because we lack the skill necessary to overcome your defenses.
Wasn't the person that stabbed here in the back a Minotaur? Or was he Goliath?
Say again?
The person that stabbed you here in the back, was that a Minotaur or a Goliath?
Oh, that was a Goliath.
Okay, that's what I was going to say,
Yeah.
because I was like, yeah, that better. Hopefully it's not a Minotaur, because what he just said would have pissed him off.
Oh, yeah. No, Minotaurs are not native to the mountain range of Drifell. They're not. They are very, very much not native
That would
there.
have ended badly.
But which would your people prefer? Would they prefer an improvement on their current lifestyle, or would they prefer to be slaughtered by the inevitable wave that will come and wipe them out once their presence is known? I think personally that a peaceful solution would be the best.
Am I to imply that you are threatening us, then?
Not me personally, but Talon, what would the inevitable result be of a hostile force in the territory?
Instant annihilation.
I mean, your fighting prowess is absolutely magnificent, but there's only so much that fighting prowess can get you. After a certain point, the numbers will overcome you. And at this point, he looks at the mountain and says, "I'm fairly certain we have sufficient numbers."
Yes. Numbers. You take me for a fool.
Not in the slightest.
Numbers are a part of tactics. It would be no trouble whatsoever to take one of your villages, your settlements. We were not foolish enough to attack your entire mountain. The terrain itself would pose too much of a disadvantage.
You cannot attack a hand without attacking the entire body. This entire nation answers to one king. I do not wish to.
It seems as though my pleas have fallen upon deaf ears.
By no means. We can easily assist you in your ascent to power. However,
Then what are we doing arguing about? The hand on which to be cut off?
because we're arguing about what happens afterwards. What good is your ascent to power if your people are wiped out afterwards?
It was my impression that I would be willing to provide you with some semblance of an aid in exchange. I
Aid
was
in
not
what?
intending on having my people move in on your territory. Consider us neighbors. I believe that is the term you use.
I do believe that Talon here has the ear of the king. He might be able to put in a good word for you.
Hardly. I do not ask favors from His Majesty. I merely send in reports, and he gives me the orders. A good soldier follows orders.
A good soldier also knows a bit of his commander's mind. Do you think that the king would agree to something like this?
Roll an insight.
Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Oh, you know exactly that Talon is very much familiar with how his king prefers to handle situations, and he does not agree with them. He does not agree with how his king deals with situations, and he is deliberately avoiding to answer your question.
All right. Well, first things first, though, Martusk, how do you propose challenging your chief?
Undoubtedly the one that got away will be able to spread words of this, well, admittedly false god. The chief is no fool. He will hear the reports from the one, and he will understand that it was nothing more than an illusion or a trick. He will send additional forces later. At that point, it will grant us the excuse we need. I would request that you do not kill any more of my brothers, to the best of your abilities. They are too young. They are unseasoned. They know not of what they do. I would request that we use what you did before on a larger scale. Trap them. Prevent them from causing destruction. And while the majority of his forces have left the labyrinth, I will guide you through it.
So smoke them out.
Yes.
He's proposing that we.
An apt description, Horned One. You clearly come from a different breed than the others. Tell me, what exactly are you? I've never seen the Horned One quite so small.
You
Pardon
wouldn't
the
around this
offense.
area.
Small.
You gotta keep in mind that Martusk himself is roughly 8.5 feet tall.
Oh, I'm like.
And you're like
Right.
5'7".
So I'm like.
You're like, so you're like 5'3", yeah, like 5'4". So he is like towering over you, like a good
I'm like
3
sitting
fucking
at his
feet.
hip.
Pretty fucking much. It doesn't quite specify exactly how tall Minotaurs are in the 5e book, but they are large creatures, so they take up a good like 4 squares.
They're Minotaurs. They're like
Yeah, like
they're-
7,
they're-
8 feet tall.
Aren't they a playable race?
They
yeah,
are.
they are.
That's what makes it scary. No.
What's the size?
Scurry.
I was about to go, I'm a dinosaur.
Or,
I'm a dinosaur.
In fact, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take this out. Because while it's not the same brand,
I mean, they're over. They say that they're over 6 feet, but
over 6 feet. Okay.
they average over 6. So I'm gonna check some bones here.
Yeah. Because the Minotaur miniature that I was able to get is the height is a little skewed because
He's lunging.
yeah he's lunging forward and his base takes up 2 squares, so he's got that extra bit of leg space to make him shorter.
He's a whole
And-
thigh
and then-
shorter.
The definition of a large creature in as far as combat goes is that it does occupy a 2x2 square.
Yeah.
I believe that they actually have reach as well, so they actually have so they cover like 2 squares in either direction as well.
I definitely think that they get.
Could be a mistake on that, but they do get a 2x2 occupation square.
In the monster manual, they are a large monstrosity, of course, but their reach is only 5 feet.
Okay.
I mean, well, and then, I mean, yeah. According to the Forgotten Realms, they are over 7 feet tall and 700 fucking pounds. So that's their average. So
Yeah.
them big boys.
Yep. So yeah,
I mean-
this particular one I'm gonna say is about 7'7", just nice and easy to remember. 7'7".
Silly.
And 700 pounds.
770 pounds.
700 pounds.
777 pounds. Yeah.
Actually, wait.
He's
So
a
he's
very
7'7", 700. He's 7'7" and 777 pounds.
Born on the 7th day of the 7th month.
The seventh year. On the 7th hour.
Of the 7th age of this world. Oh, man.
Wasn't there a song about that?
Oh,
I swear to
Lynn!
God.
Your hour break has allowed you to join us.
Yes.
I think-
It's late, but I've got it.
Well, isn't it like Jumpin' Jack Flash?
That just reminded me, I gotta clock out. Thanks, guys.
You can adjust it.
I can, yes, but now they have it to where I have to put a reason for the adjust, which is BS.
Well,
Did
it
you-
says Miss
did-
Clock.
Or just forgotten?
Yeah, most of the time for the lunches, it is because I forgot to clock out for lunch. So it's a meal correction.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, it has that option, so it's not that
Yeah.
big of a deal.
Oh,
It's not like you have to
and
say
a
something
perfect
else.
timing. I just left Andrew and Evan back there. Huh? Andrew and Evan, they're the only ones. Only
Mark left
dispensers.
already?
Mark and Autumn left.
I thought he was like, I'm gonna stay till
He left.
So,
I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, you're just saying to the mom call you and he loves.
but yeah, so
There you go.
he has asked you a question.
All right, yeah.
You know what a tiefling is? I said tiefling. Tiefling.
Do you know what teething is?
My brain goes.
Nom 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 nom. Oh, I have cash. I can get stuff from the
But what
vending
exactly are
machine.
you? I've never seen a horned one so small or so, pardon the expression, but so different in skin. Your skin color is very different, like the setting sun over a dark cloud. Your skin is a dark purple.
I don't know how to go about this.
In whatever way you wish.
My brain goes blurred.
How do you want to describe a tiefling to a minotaur?
Well, when a daddy human and a mommy demon pretend like they love each other, they go boom ba dum, and the mommy disappears and throws a thing at the guy, and then boom.
Is that actually how you wish to describe your life story to him?
In not so many words.
Alright, how do you describe it to him?
I don't fucking know. Mom's a demon, dad's a human, they both go bye-bye.
Roll persuasion then.
Why do I have to persuade?
You just said that your parents are demons!
No, I said dad's a human, mom's a demon.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess. That's a 3. It didn't even roll, it just slapped. It didn't even want to go.
Well, what's your persuasion?
Maximus. Plus 2, so I got
5, huh? So, Martusk's demeanor towards you shifts from quite an intriguing life form to, oh,
I didn't choose it.
Have you heard?
My mashed potatoes. I spilled my mashed potatoes.
Don't spill my potatoes.
so Martusk is going to, he's
trying
going
my
to lean a
best.
little bit away from Karma at this moment. Less so in the disgust, and more so in the more so in caution.
Like the way you treat someone who's insane?
A little bit. A
Okay.
little bit. Someone that oh, Matt, I know that you've experienced this in the past. Imagine an individual whom you know is not violent enough to warrant basically any action, but you know damn well that this guy can go off the rails at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
That type of guy.
So I'm bipolar.
Eh. But no,
I am
he kinda-
suspicious as fuck of this person, but I can't do anything.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Long story short, when you work security, there are a number of people who you want to be able to escort off the property, but because they don't physically do anything during your shift, you can't.
Got it.
It's the type of people who will eventually try to strangle their girlfriends in their sleep. And you just kind of look at the person.
Ex.
Yeah, like that. But no, so Martusk is a little concerned now. I see. And he kind of looks at the rest of you and goes, do any of you share her heritage?
I was raised in the cathedral.
He doesn't know that.
You're quite right. Nor do I understand the significance of a cathedral compared to anywhere else.
Church. Religion. Morals.
I mean, France.
Really? At that place? Are you sure? But
We have
for
our
your
own
information,
gods.
no. For your information, no. The rest of us do not share her heritage. Not exactly.
I see.
But
My
So-
fingers. Yeah, the
when do you
hots.
think your chief is going to send out his warriors?
Most likely the following morning. And by morning I mean evening. I don't know why I said morning.
Okay.
Because
Tomorrow.
you're
All right.
nocturnal, you'll sleep in the day.
right?
And will he send them to the farm, or where will he send them?
That, I'm afraid I do not quite know. It's likely that he will attempt to target the farm, this one. But it's also possible that he'll simply wish to send out scouts to find the one who masqueraded as a god. I believe that he will seek petty revenge over anything else.
Where do you want to go back to your labyrinth, or do you want to come with us to the farm? At this
If
point?
I return to the labyrinth, it will only raise suspicions.
True.
I can
So I
lead
guess
you
we'll have
to
to
a
come above.
location that isn't traveled often. We can wait there until the bulk of his forces have left. At which point in time,
He was so happy you went and got him.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave him alone long enough, he'll pass out.
Yeah, perhaps, but that's not my way.
after the bulk of his forces have left, then we can traverse inside, unabated. I cannot guarantee that we will not find guards along the way. Make sure you are prepared, of course.
Take care of them. One final question. Well, a couple of final questions. How would you like us to dispose? How would you like us to handle the funerary rites of the three that we took down in the ambush?
Their bodies are nothing more than empty shells. You may treat them as such.
Oh,
Damn.
God, damn.
No respect for the corpse. Okay.
Yeah, because there's basically we didn't touch them, so there are three corpses sitting in this path, half melted.
Decayed.
If you wish to move them, that is acceptable. Anything you do to the bodies is acceptable as far as we are concerned. Their spirits have left them.
How elvish of you.
Oh no.
What?
We have not seen an elf in many a year. They
I look
are
directly at
They are
Jahir
quite
just takes
regular
on his foot.
creatures.
I look directly at Jahir.
Jahir just pulls his hood off. Just
Ah,
really.
By Merlin's horn! You've got pointed ears!
Yes, an elf just kicked your ass.
I can't make the joke. It's not it. Without structuring it properly, it wouldn't be funny.
Oh.
all right then. So, do you wish us to escort you anywhere where you can pass the time? Or
At
will you
this
simply meet
moment,
us?
I only request us somewhere to rest. I'm old. I'm not quite the young man I used to be. And
We could probably find some place for you.
And the concept of moving against the herd has affected me more so than I thought.
We can bring you back with us to the farm. You should find shelter there.
Talon steps up.
He will not set foot on the grounds. This is as close enough as he'll get. If you wish to build him a small hut here, I will permit that, but he will not get any closer. Not until he's proven that he will uphold his end of the bargain.
I have no objections to this. Does anyone else?
No.
Oh.
Are there any forested areas nearby where he can?
Forested, no. But considering where you guys are close to, it's not unlikely that, especially Edvon would be willing to help you set up, a teepee. Are those those things are called? Sticks and hide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could call it a hut.
Yeah, a hut. Martusk the hut.
No, it's the hut of Martusk.
The Hut of Martusk. You are an honorary member of the Hut of Martusk.
Yeah.
Well,
Jabba hut.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Exactly, QB. Exactly.
Jabber the hut.
Jabber.
He talks a lot. Yes, his Jabba's verbose cousin, Jabber.
It's Gibber. Gibber the hut.
Yeah, that's only when he's afraid. Well, unfortunately, creating domiciles in the wild is not my forte. Perhaps the druid would give you a hand.
What druid?
Well, we can. He's scouting up ahead. We can grab him.
Yeah. I don't know if he has mold earth.
And
Fair enough. And I don't know his survival rank.
right. Well, we could just say that he helped him build build his hut, right?
Well,
Does
I will
anyone
also
else?
mention that it's definite. The farm itself is definitely closer than where you guys left to, because you guys went pretty far.
Okay.
So,
Well,
like,
he
if,
can-
so if you, again, if you guys want, you can go to the. Yes.
Make him a quick lean-to in a small island of trees somewhere nearby.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you guys want to, you can go and find Zarvrax to have him be the druid of druid can be, or you can head over to the farm, get some people to help you out there, or you can try it yourself. Because there aren't enough, there is enough branches from the trees around you that you can make something.
Yeah, but okay. Well, we have. I think it would be a little bit creepy for a Minotaur to rest under a shelter made out of cowhide.
It's
Just
also
saying.
true. It's very true. Although that does beg the question. Never mind, I already answered it. Linen. I was going to ask what the majority of loincloths that Minotaurs are typically depicted as wearing, and then I remembered that linen was a thing.
Yeah, wool.
Yep.
I'll grab Zarvarax and I'll ask him what his opinion on the best method of building a lean-to for our horned friend here. You want me to roll for it?
Absolutely.
I didn't hear that.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's the bonus on that? Because I rolled a 12.
I didn't hear that.
I said, what's the what bonus am I using? Because I rolled a 12.
So are you just gathering materials, or are you building something?
I'm finding Zarvarax.
Oh, that would be perception.
Okay, so 15.
You eventually spot him after
Okay.
a time.
All right, and I'm going to persuade him to help the Minotaur build a shelter for the night.
Roll
I will
persuasion.
explain to him what's going on. What?
Roll persuasion. And then describe to me how you wish to persuade him.
Well, it's 25.
Okay.
And I will debrief him about the conversation with the Minotaur that we have agreed to help him defeat his chieftain in combat and that we will be meeting somewhere around here tomorrow evening, and in exchange, he will contact the king and see. We're going to be contacting the king of Drifell and see about forging an alliance or a non-aggression pact, at least between the two societies.
So what you're saying is, I'm not getting paid for this clear manual labor that you're asking me to do?
Well,
Have you been informed of the Workers' Rights Act?
you have to talk with Martusk about that. After all, this is part and parcel with
Martusk, not Martok.
Fine. You'll have to talk with Martusk about that. After all, this is part and parcel with the job of ending the raids on this ranch. So I believe this is covered under the category of miscellaneous and sundries.
See, I don't know enough about lawyer jokes to continue on with this, so I'm just gonna say.
Well, allegedly.
Yes, allegedly laws. Yes.
Boy, he's gonna crash tonight.
So eventually, you manage to convince him to go and help you out, and he adds his knowledge of nature to you. So that means you can roll your nature stuff with advantage to get the appropriate items.
Oops.
Hey,
Put
16.
him right there.
But he's nice and comfy.
No, okay, he's gonna be comfy. And now he needs to calm down. Not gonna put his treat thing out.
It'll be a 16.
A 16 total?
Yep.
Okay. The 16 total grants for you the abilities of, well, it's not going to be pretty, and it's honestly quite shit, but you do know that there would be enough miscellaneous branches, tree, and heading back over to the ranch for a little bit, you can gather the appropriate materials to make a makeshift lean-to, because there would be things like spare blankets, there would be spare sheets. In the colder nights, you know, in case of emergencies, you know, covering things up, keeping the bovines warm in the colder environments when it actually does get cold.
Honestly, keeping animals warm is simply a matter of getting all of them into the barn and closing the windows.
For the most part, yes.
But yeah, but I understand. Okay.
But no, through a mixture of
Fortunately,
the
sometimes require blankets.
yeah, but through a mixture of the environments around you and the items that you have available at the ranch, you're able to make something suitable for Martusk. And I just realized I do not know if Lynn knows she's muted herself. I do not know if she knows this.
Well, I mean, if she said something, we didn't respond. She might.
Maybe. But no. But Martusk is grateful for his tent, basically. Takes a couple of hours to get everything together and then start working. You make it as comfortable as one could expect. Martusk laments after a while that this will be the very first time that he's slept under the stars in quite a long while. It's going to be a very strange experience for him. But
Max will, at some point in time during this building of his little shack, is going to ask him how many does he think will be left in the labyrinth.
Of that, I cannot say. The chief has changed so much in only a short time.
Is there a possibility of outside influence?
Undoubtedly. He was visited by someone from your mountain.
Really? Do you have a name?
No.
Did you catch the visitor's name? No.
I know of no name or a face. It was cloaked. Completely. Always hiding in the shadows. All I know is that after being met with this thing, all of a sudden the chief was convinced that he could change the bovines into Minotaurs, a new breed of them, to help bolster our numbers.
I do know about magic, but the life magics are not my area of expertise. Actually,
I don't want a goldfish kiss.
I'm going to ask Sarvarax if he has any idea if this is possible.
Zarvrax is going to look at you dead in the eyes and say, I plead the fifth.
The fifth
Because
what?
I'm not actually here.
The fifth what? Can I roll for him actually? See if you would know.
I will say no for now. I'll say we can wait until
right.
Ed comes back.
All right.
So where and when would you like to meet us? Would you like us to come here, say the second hour before sunset?
That would be acceptable. It would be acceptable indeed.
And how many would you like us to bring with? As many as we can?
The 6 of you will be sufficient.
All right.
All right. We'll do that.
Something of a... How many of you are building the hut as opposed to just kind of like hanging around and watching?
Well, I think it's probably just Max and Zarvarax.
Okay.
So the other ones, the rest of the party will have to decide what they're going to do for the next couple hours. I personally would recommend that some go back to the farm and do what needs to be done, and then I also recommend that some others go back to the site of the ambush, remove the board with the spikes in it because we don't need it anymore, and it's not a good thing to just leave around, and probably also dispose of the corpses that are there.
Well, that's for you two to decide.
Jahir's gonna go
Well, he's
meditate a little bit so he can get some hit points back, and
You got all your hit points back. Remember, I healed you.
yeah, you didn't hit me very much.
What? Dude, I healed you for like 20 points.
Still got a few that I need.
Okay. But don't forget your rope, because your rope is still back there.
Yeah. Jahir's gonna go back and collect the trap supplies, and then while he's doing that, he's gonna go that tree that he was hiding against. He's gonna go meditate against that when he's done. So he can recover his spell slots, and then the hit points he has left.
Oh, you have like natural recovery?
He's an elf. He's got trance. Basically, take a 4-hour cat nap and get his shit back. Because he doesn't sleep.
Oh, that's right. Frickin' elves.
I guess I'll go clean.
Oh, you're gonna go clean? All right.
I've only
confess
got
your
one
sins to me.
spell slot left, so I kind of need those.
You mean smite slots?
Yes. He kind of needs his smite slots.
But what is Karma doing?
I'll go clean up the spikes and
Gotcha.
stuff.
All right. So the both of you are more or less just walking together in
No.
the moonlight.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because the both of you are heading to the same location officially.
Oh. I thought he was going back to the...
No, he has to pick up some of his gear.
Oh, well, you can clean up.
Well,
I
then
gotta get my board. I gotta get
You're
the
just
board
gonna
with
stand there
spikes
watching
in it
him?
so I can use it again.
You're just gonna stand there watching him while you're watching watching the corpses rot?
Yep. He's got to get the spiked board back so he can hit somebody with it again.
Right?
Who are you gonna hit?
There are the traps that were set, and then there are the Minotaur corpses that are there. Max believes it's appropriate to move the corpses off of the direct path, as well as pick up the spikes in the trap.
I mean, there are the two trenches on either side of the path. I suppose
I
you
don't
could
know how
drop
much
in there.
karma is actually going to be of help with moving a 700-something pound body.
You have a strength of +3.
I think that's. I mean, how deep did we dig those trenches?
3 feet. They should be deep enough.
Yeah, he'll just roll the corpses into the trench.
All right. So the two of you together can start rolling for like strength or athletics.
Who's it?
Something like that.
Ooh.
What am I doing?
Athletics.
Athletics?
Plus 5. So 23.
Damn.
Nice.
That's it, fuck you,
Can I do
bitch.
this acrobat? Can I do it dexterously instead? Damn it.
Nah, because this is pure muscle mass, buddy.
Fine. Well, apparently I failed the first time. That's a 1.
Oh, he's ready for you.
Good.
Rubbing his eyes.
Lift with your legs.
So
He goes, takes a running start at one of the corpses, just stops dead.
So right before you do that, so while Jahir kneels down to start helping you push the Minotaur, his foot slips on the grass, and he face plants, while you start dragging it. It's still difficult because it's roughly 700 pounds, but the fact that the dew on the grass is slippery enough to ease the pulling along, and you're able to dig your heels into the dirt for roots, you're able to just like slowly but surely move this Minotaur body in away from the immediate trail line. Meanwhile, Jahir, you are looking on in perplexion as this 5'4" woman just pulls a 7-foot Minotaur corpse.
Here's not strong. He's dexterous. Damn it.
Uh-huh. So we have noticed.
He's not strong. He's flexible.
What'd you
And
forget?
fast.
I didn't forget anything. My dad packed this because my dad got Max off over at my brother's. And he only, I guess, put 2 diapers in the whole thing. So I had to run down to my car eventually here. And,
You left some diapers in my room.
oh, okay. Is it the pack?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought they were in my car. That's why you always bring extra diapers.
So meanwhile, if you'd like, we can keep those particular rolls for the other 2 corpses. Or you can
hell
try
no.
rolling again.
I'm gonna roll again. Damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna try again.
Since he's rolling again, I guess I'll roll again. But instead of me, do you wanna? Since I'm a porcupine
That's more like
with a
it.
baby butt in my hands. Oh,
What you got?
16.
so 19.
Karma got 19.
Yeah.
I'm just showing off. It's okay.
But yes, this one is significantly easier to move around. Now, what exactly is your goal with the actual corpses themselves? Are you just moving them away from the path, or are you moving them to a specific spot?
We can cover them.
I'm just gonna push him into the trench.
Okay, so yeah. So more or less to the 3-foot deep trench. Doesn't really,
A shallow grave.
doesn't exactly cover them too much, but the relatively tall grass around the trench obscures them decently enough.
Let's see. Can I search them for any weapons or anything, or personal items or anything like that?
By all means.
That's that'd be investigation, right?
Honestly, I think that's just a perception at this point, because it's...
Perception. All right.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, that's a 21.
That'll do it.
So what all do I find?
I was just trying to look at something, because, yeah, there is... Why the hell isn't there a stat for...
Hey.
Well, yeah, that's a power cable. Yeah, that's a power cable right there. That would have been... He would have been fine, but had he unplugged the computer, that would have been interesting. I thought you said he was ready for me.
Yeah, okay. I just forgot what I was doing, obviously. I just wanted him away from the power cables while I cleaned up.
There we go. See, we're fine.
Might as well fulfill my paladinly duties.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
And,
look at that.
Very nice. What else? So,
Collect their,
where was I?
The chair.
give them their last rites, I guess I should say. Their last rites.
You were, if I recall correctly, you were trying to find out what he could find on the corpses of the Minotaurs with a 21.
Yeah, with 21. A dirty 21.
That's right, what they had on them. For the most part, practically nothing. These guys were not These guys were not sent out with fighting in mind. They have these little boxes attached to chains, and the boxes themselves are made from wood and linen. Now, what's inside them is it's basically an incense, only instead of emitting this odor that's attractive to us, or even something that sterilizes the air around it, it's giving off this strange musky scent that, a successful nature check, or hell, even remembering what the cows told you, you can ascertain is, okay, this is something that's designed to artificially induce heat in the cows, or the equivalents thereof, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a scent that's designed to entice the cows to come to them willingly, as opposed to like frightening them and like forcing them somewhere.
Hurting him.
Yeah. And of course there are 3 of them. So you have the you've got 3 boxes worth. And I would say, like, in terms of like sizes, imagine a personalized lantern size.
Okay.
Like an old school personalized lantern. That's about the size of them.
Like those things you see those monks.
A little larger than that, but yes.
All right. So
You're talking about Sam. You're talking about a sensor. That's what they're called. They're called sensors.
Okay, I will go ahead and put those in my backpack, and then yeah, he's just going to. Yep, those are mine now. Let's see.
You're gonna have some cows following you around. This is gonna be funny.
I've got a plan for those eventually.
Oh boy.
What? I want to create my own cow army. Damn it.
They've unionized. It's now called a cow squadron.
Stampede.
I want my own attack cows.
Then you chose the wrong class, and you should have classed into druid. You can definitely get attack cows with the druid.
I've got speak with animals.
Yeah.
I've got I get some druid shit at later levels with this one.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know how far we'll go with him, but yeah, I get some druid stuff with this. Especially because I get Moonbeam at level 5.
Mm-hmm.
You what?
I get Moonbeam at level 5, damn it. That's what I'm waiting for.
That's
I
gonna be
get to
fun.
fry people with the moon.
So,
Unfortunately, not as useful as it sounds, but
No, it's not, but still.
yeah.
He's so rowdy.
I get to fry people with the moon, and then I get to smite them. So,
Yeah. You smite them, you knock them back, and then you move the moonbeam over the top of them.
yep.
No, but hold on, isn't the Thunder Smite, isn't that a concentration spell?
It might be.
Yeah, because you can't have two concentration spells going on at once.
Yeah.
However, if our druid had, we should convince our druid to pick up spike growth,
True.
because that with your smite would be like, but
Alright, so yeah, once he's cleaned up or pushed the bodies off and collected that spiked board and his rope,
yep.
he's gonna go sit against the tree and regain that health and spell slots.
All right. Meanwhile, Karma, you see your companion just kneeling down, looting the corpses, or what's... No, it's not exactly looting the corpses, as I just realized what they were holding would have most likely have just been maybe dragged by their fingers as you were pulling them, but otherwise would have been where they landed. But no, yeah. Technically, he's grave robbed.
No, technically I'm repurposing their ship,
They said clean up. We're cleaning up.
and I did give them their last rites. Damn it!
Oh, whoever, pick a god and pray, as you have fallen to our blade. But mostly a giant
Whatever
spell.
god you worship, let them guide your soul. Your god sucks still.
As I cast Speak with Dead to mocketh thee as you climb to the celestial plane. Or the underworld, I don't know. I don't know where your soul's going.
they have the cloven hooves for it.
See,
I said they have the cloven hooves for it.
I would have made the joke as...
No, I'm talking to him.
Oh.
You would have made the joke.
It's like, you would have gone up to the celestial planes and then shot down immediately because you were wrong.
There's one joke that I particularly enjoy. It's this family at the deathbed of their loved one, and he's atheist, but they are theist, and they're just like, accept Jesus into your heart, and you'll just go to heaven immediately. And he's dying, so he's like, for you, I will accept Jesus into my heart. And his spirit goes up to heaven, and it turns out it's Muhammad. And he's all like, it's Muhammad, bitch!
That should be Allah.
Sorry, Allah, yeah. Allah, not Muhammad, I'm sorry. It's Allah, bitch.
Allah just means God.
Yeah. And then he gets shot right the fuck back down. Because he believed in the wrong religion. I like that particular joke.
Mm-hmm.
But no, so what are you doing as he sits down to meditate and regain his health and spell slots?
What's my options here?
Virtually everything at this point.
God, give me an ABC.
Fire. Light the grass on
ABC,
fire.
1, 2, 3.
Light the grass on fire.
Why? Why would I do that?
It's an option.
Yeah, it
He
is.
comes out of meditation. What did you do? I don't know.
And it just comes out. Fuck.
Comes out of his meditation. Did I get transported to the umbral plane of hellfire?
The fuck is this?
I don't know. Is everything cleaned up now?
Yes, for the most part.
And what were we doing with the bodies? Did we already cover them up or something?
Well, did you want to cover them up with something?
I mean, just so they're out of sight.
You can. That will take an additional survival check, though.
And it's reaching for shit. God damn it.
Indeed.
14.
Got some decent rolls from you tonight.
What am I looking for?
Survival.
Okay. 0.
Okay, so just 14. Yeah, you can cover them up fairly decently. Yeah. One of those instances where the tall grass in your area is helping you out.
Right.
But, slowly lean back. But yeah. So, if I'm not mistaken... Taking care of an infant takes a lot out of you.
Telling me.
But anyway, how long exactly does your trance last for again, Jahir? I forget. Or is that
4
just
hours.
the... Huh?
4 hours.
Junior?
Two people were
Only
talking at
4
once. I
hours.
couldn't hear you.
It lasts for 1 hour.
1 hour?
4.
4 hours?
4 hours. Okay.
Now, did you want to do that all right here and now, or did you want to wait for a more safe location?
I mean, I got someone standing next to me, so unless she decides to move, I'll just do it there.
So, Karma, you are basically deciding where Jahir gets to meditate.
Let's not do it where we just had a big old fat. Let's go where that place is. Back to the farm, I guess.
Alright. So, Karma is basically saying wait to meditate until you go to the farm.
Alright.
At least then there's not like randomly there's fucking. I thought you said you were magic and you could get him to go down.
Oh, it's working alright. He's just resisting.
He wants that mummy magic.
He fights me too. That's usually where I just go put him in his thing and I walk away.
Yes, well, we can't do that here.
Then less than 10 minutes later and he's out. Cold.
We can't exactly do that right here and now.
I know. Here. Take him back to me. Or let me make him a little bit more of a bottle. Maybe he'll pass out from eating. That's his number one go-to sometimes.
Perhaps. But Karma and Jahir make their way back to the ranch, passing, of course, Max. Zarvarax has returned to his watch with Solomon and Eliza, because that's a convenient method of getting them out of the way for the purposes of this session.
Oh, Max will head back to the farm. Is Thorn going to accompany us?
What?
Max will head back to the farm. Is Thorn going to accompany us?
Thorn?
Yeah, the dead man.
Talon.
Talon. Sorry. Start with a T. Is Talon going to accompany us?
Yes, he will.
Okay, I would like to speak with Talon on the way back.
Oh, you would like to speak with him, huh?
I.
Why'd you make that sound so
So, Max is going to say, Talon, where the chief is sending his soldiers gives me a little bit of concern. Well, we can definitely handle the chieftain and what the Minotaurs that are left inside the labyrinth. I fear that the soldiers might create havoc wherever they go. Do you think you could bring some soldiers, or even take care of it yourself? That is about the one loose end that we have here.
Dealing with these pests will not exactly be difficult. But do not presume to command me, Bard.
I am not commanding. I'm simply asking if this is something you'd be willing to do. That was Lynch. She just left.
Of course. I know. Her hour break is over.
Yep. Hope she enjoyed lunch.
Indeed, I hope so too.
She had mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah. Yes. How I choose to organize my men is my own decision.
Absolutely and undoubtedly, I would never challenge you on that.
Excellent.
However,
I will organize my soldiers the way I see fit in this manner. Personally, I don't much care about what that overgrown throw rug has to say. My men will be stationed and ready for combat. In fact, they'll be ready within the hour.
Oh, Maximus doesn't exactly approve of the idea of that, does he? But it's fine, because Maximus isn't a player.
a few levels to go yet before you can be a player.
Yeah, a few years left.
He's like, no.
Yeah.
Never.
See, I don't even think he's eating anything.
He's fucking playing with it, but that's more than nothing.
Mm-hmm. Something that I wanted you to notice earlier, but understandably you did not, is when he mentions that they'll be ready within the hour, he pulls out a carved stone. It's a sending stone.
No, he's into sharing.
You can gather from his tone that he's more or less been in contact with someone on the other end of that sending stone, feeding information. He's got his own plans.
Thank you.
And
Well, I guess I'll have to fuck with those plans.
And while I am certain that the rest of you more or less turn to the ranch, he more or less walks past it. He's heading inland, for lack of a better term.
Towards the mountain.
Yep.
Makes sense.
All right.
Once he reaches a certain part of the ranch itself, he pulls his hood up on his blue cloak. Yes, a cloak. fine. But he is officially attempting to leave the ranch. If you have more conversation with him, now is your chance.
That really was the last thread that was left untied. So Max will thank him for his assistance in this matter.
He does not respond.
Okay, that's fine. The proprieties have been observed.
Alright. The lot of you eventually meet back up together. 3 of you at the ranch. Is there anything the 3 of you would like to talk about or do?
I got nothing.
I'm kind of tired, actually. I think it might be time to head to sleep.
Karma just nods in agreement, apparently.
Yeah.
You find your appropriate housing position. Well,
I'm guessing.
the barn, basically.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's a
I'm good for a roll in the hay.
A place set aside for such things.
So we got candles and mood lighting and
We have starlight, and then I can make whatever light that I need.
frilly drapes hanging.
And the fresh stench of horse manure lingering in the air.
Cow manure. It would be cow manure. Far more fragrant than horse manure.
That's true. That's true. I was thinking horse manure because horse ranch, not cow ranch. That's just where I worked.
Right. No, it's all good. We got
Slip
it.
of the tongue.
Yes.
Slip of the cow tongue, one might say.
Finding a sandwich.
Oof. But the 3 of you get to sleep. And so it begins. Would the 3 of you...
I'm not even doing this. You're doing it.
Oh, I'm doing this?
No, not you. Him.
He wants to stay awake for as long as possible. He does not want to sleep.
This is where it doesn't really matter what you do. You just gotta let it figure out.
Just speak with him and we're singing. Lullaby of the classical tone.
Tell you right now, I ain't got no singing voice.
Maybe not, but just in case.
Okay.
Imitate a voice so great.
I just talked to him. I'm tired. You're gonna go bed.
Frank Sinatra.
You're gonna go bed.
That man had some pipes on him.
Oh yeah.
That man just, yeesh.
It's gonna go bed.
I have a coworker who has started watching Neon Genesis Evangelion, but unfortunately, he's watching the Netflix version, which they had to make some changes to the original.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what the end song in what the end credits song is in Evangelion?
Nope.
It is a Japanese woman singing "Fly Me to the Moon" by Frank Sinatra. It's an excellent song.
Uh-huh.
But they had, because I think Netflix couldn't get the rights to that when they released the show, you know,
And
on their.
they had to change it.
Yeah, they had to change it. So, but at any rate, so this friend of mine who also does watch anime, obviously because he watches Evangelion, but he's a fan of that song in the first place, and I told him that it was the end credit song for Evangelion. That's how it's kind of got a lot of its fame in the anime community. And he's like, oh, well, that explains why I keep seeing it all over the place. And I'm like, yeah, that's why. So, are we gonna call it a session tonight? Now then.
After one final roll.
Okay.
Okay.
I believe this is only the second time I've done this. A dream roll, please.
7.
7?
No mods, I assume?
Of course not. Not for the dream.
I don't know what this is.
Which one do you roll?
The blue.
The blue one is a 7.
Oh
2
my.
7s?
Well, it's not a very comfortable spot.
Let's see if I have a nightmare or if I get a nice dream. Apparently my die wants to have a nice dream. That is a 17.
Alright.
It looks like the 7s are going along with the theme for the day.
Apparently.
Okay. And now I must do this. For a certain reason that will be explained next time. There we go. Not exactly a long session this particular go around, but I think we can understand why.
I think we're fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was a good session.
Now, next week we'll be taking it off because this one here needs to pick up her mother from the airport. So I'd rather her be able to drive after getting some sleep. Rather than no sleep at all from 4 a.m. the previous night.
Yeah, understandable.
But, depending on how things go, I will be streaming painting instead. I can do that. Because I have officially printed the Drifell arc models.
It's like all the dead men?
Yep, from the campaign with no name, I've officially purchased and started to print the Drifell arc models. There's been some issues with the printer, like just for whatever reason the supports aren't printing the right way, or the base is like sinking, for lack of a better term. But once I figure out what's causing that, I should be able to have them printed off nice and fine. And if the two of you would like, it can be a painting stream in relations to those characters, you know.
See?
Because one of you will be incredibly easy for the fact that there's no outlandish color scheme. Kalu. But
Just
one
wait,
of you...
Just wait, I'm considering doing something with Kalu at some point.
Of course you are. But the other one, you...
He's got some unfinished business before I decide what I'm going to do with him.
No, I don't like.
Well, I purchased and printed the model that you sent to me.
Yep.
With a custom pose, because obviously that's what I like to do. But one of you decided that he just had to have Kruthic armor. As we all know, Kruthic hide is not exactly one color.
Stop, Max, please.
You
Fun
can make him
times
pink,
ahead.
like that model I sent you guys, the neon colors,
Yeah.
Dago colors.
Uh-huh.
We're not pulling on my hair.
I hope you realize that any character that has neon hair is going to immediately be a villain.
Oh, of course.
I'm
Makes sense.
laying the groundwork right now.
Makes sense.
Neon hair can be
The
a
devil?
direct result of outright evilness.
Yes. Very understandable.
Hit. All right.
But with that said, this session of session 10, the discussions with Martusk, who's totally not based off of Martok from DS9.
It's not. Why would he?
Yeah.
I honestly thought I could go the whole session without slipping.
But
But then
No.
one of you had to make the connection. Because one of you is actually watching DS9 at the moment.
Actually, I just finished it.
Good. Good work. Now all you have to do is watch the earlier seasons.
Do you own it?
I watched it from start to finish.
You told me that you started from where we left off.
Started it with you.
You didn't see the first couple seasons. I don't
Fine,
think you
I'll
did.
go back. Because I believe
All right.
I did.
Well,
But
all right then. Have yourselves a good night.
indeed,
Yeah.
we will see you, if not next week for the miniature painting, assuming I can get the printer to work, in 2 weeks' time.
Yep. Sounds good.
And
Let's do that.
Exactly. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.